Ray today, and we've got an Audi S3 which is having an oil filter and an inspection. And the first thing that we're going to be doing is getting in the vehicle. Look at that, nice and posh that is. Nice and handy. We're going to get in the vehicle, make a little bit of leg room, and we're going to go through all our instrumentation, make sure all the lights are working, wash wipes. You have to make sure that the bonnet's closed for these, with these Audis. If the bonnet's up, the wipers and that won't work. I'm going to go around all the vehicle now inside, making sure all our seat belts and doors are opening from the inside. Now we're outside the vehicle, we're going to walk our way around, making sure that all the lights are working correctly. Walking our way around as we do, checking the condition of the wiper blade. Just run your finger along it, make sure that they're not breaking away. Make sure the wing mirrors are not falling off. All our doors are opening and closing as they should. I'm walking around the back and making sure all the lights at the back are working. Now we finished with all our interior and exterior checks. Let's work around now to the engine bay. As you can see, I've checked all my checklist stuff. We're skipping vehicle fully raised because we haven't taken it up yet. We come straight down to engine bay operations. We're going to be checking the condition of the coolant, the brake fluid, which I'll just check right now for you, will you? It's just, it'll do for now, but next service it's probably going to want changing. We've topped the screen washer. I'm just going to pull the air filter out and check it and give it a bit of a clean out. We're backing the oil filter out so all the oil drains into the sump, and also we're just going to check the condition of the alternator belt, and we're going to be checking for leaks around the fuel system and the cooling system. Right, let's come into the boot area, and we need to be checking the spare wheel, making sure it's pumped up. Now you know this car's been spec'd well. It's got Bang & Olufsen sound system in it. Right, let's get the lock wheel on the tank. Now we've got the vehicle fully raised, we need to get the oil out of it. So get yourself a lovely little receptacle to capture your oil. Now these have got a plastic sump plug, flat-headed screwdriver. We can back it out and let the oil drain into the receptacle. Now while we're waiting for that oil to drain out, we're going to be going around the engine area underneath and making sure we've got no leaks anywhere. Now this has got a little bit of an oil leak down the side of the timing cover there, which I'm going to be advising on. What we're going to be doing now is going underneath the vehicle, checking all the steering and suspension components, rubber bushes in the arms, making sure they're okay. All the plastic trims are nice and secure underneath. Also, while you're underneath, we can spin the tyres, check the tyre tread depth, and also check to see if there's any cracks, splits or bulges or anything like that. Work our way around the vehicle, checking the exhaust, and work straight down the passenger side. Now I've got the vehicle half raised, what we're going to be doing is checking all the suspension and steering components. So grab the wheel at 2:45, give it a shake side to side, and what you're doing there, you're checking for play in your ball joints and your tracker ends. Grab it at 12:30, give it a shake up and down, and normally you're checking in that way for your wheel bearing plays and stuff. Now, as I've been having a look at these tyres, I don't know whether you can see it, but I've just marked it up there with a little bit of green paint. We have got a bulge, so I'm going to be advising the customer. Now I've got the passenger front wheel off, and what we're going to be doing is checking the condition of the coil springs at the top there, making sure they're not broke. In the cups there, making sure that everything is perfect. You've got your anti-roll bar links, all your dust covers, your steering rack gaiters, all your brake pipes and stuff like that. We're also going to be checking the thickness of the brake pads, which they are brand new. I haven't long done these. I did a video on it, and it's over on YouTube, because it did come in with a little bit of a rattle, and it was what it was. The brake pads were rattling in the caliper. Before we put the wheels on, we're going to get a Karen catcher, give the hubs a little bit of a cleaner-oonie, and also the mating faces in the wheels there. We're just going to put a little bit of red rubber grease on there, so if it ever has to come off, or the customer has a puncture, that wheel's going to come off. Fairly simple. And we're going to carry out that process on all four corners of the vehicle. This is the passenger rear now, and I'll come to the back, and this vehicle does need a set of brake pads in the near future, so again I'm going to be advising it. We've also checked all the springs, shock absorbers, brake hoses and flexies, and this is why I take the wheels off on the service. I've removed all the wheel nuts, I put one back in. This wheel is seized on the hub. Now can you imagine the customer trying to do that on the side of the road after a puncture? Now we've got all the wheels back on the vehicle, we're going to go around and we're going to check all the tyre pressures. Now I've got the vehicle fully raised again, we can get the new plastic sump plug, a little bit of red rubber grease around the O-ring, and then we can just get it in, and turn it until it clicks. You know what, I don't really... Does anybody else, like, don't trust that? But it's in. What can we do? Now I've got the vehicle back down to working height, we can go ahead now and put the new oil filter in. Now I have cleaned this car, this plastic housing out with a little bit of brake and clutch. I'm going to be using the UFI filter, a little bit of red rubber grease around the O-ring, so when we're torquing it up, it's not pinching. And once that filter's back in, we can go ahead now and chuck some nice fresh oil in it. Now once we've checked the oil and made sure it's spot on the level is, we're going to go ahead and give the battery a check. Simple reason being I do this before I start the car up is because you should always check a battery after it's been standing. Well, by the time I've done the service, it's perfect. And as you can see, this battery is 56% state of health, and it is saying replace battery. Also, I can give the customer a report as well. Now we're in the car, we've given a big start, made sure the oil warning light has gone out, and we're also going to be giving the vehicle a full system health check and also a printout for the customer. And also with this tool as well, I can reset the service lights, which I'll show you now. And that is now the service reset, as you can see. You know what, every mechanic or garage that are carrying out services should have one of these tools. It's like an all-in-one tool. It's brilliant, brilliant. And last but not least, what we're going to be doing is getting a little bit of clear grease, and we're going to go around all the door locks and hinges, making sure that everything is nice and lubed up. Now please, please, please stop using that white grease. It looks so unprofessional. So yeah, that is how I carry out an inspection and an oil and filter change on an Audi S3. Last thing I've got to do is just torque a wheel bolts up and take it for a little bit of a test drive. But anyway, let's get it set.